Unrelenting, a word that carries the weight of 1,000 battles, yet it holds the fragrance of 1,000 dawns. To be unrelenting is not to be stubborn like a stone that shatters against the mountain. It is to be like the river that flows, no matter what stands in its way. This world will test you with storms, with pain, with loss, because that is the nature of existence. The moment you soften in your resolve, life will take you by the hand and lead you astray. But if you cultivate that inner flame, that silent strength that does not waver with every gust of wind, you become unstoppable. Unrelenting means embracing the hardships, not as enemies, but as teachers. When the body weakens, when the mind falters, when the heart bleeds, that is the time to hold on tighter, let your spirit grow fiercer, not because you want to prove something to the world, but because you have tasted the sweetness of the gold within. This is not about forcing life to bend to your will, that is resistance, and resistance exhausts you. To be unrelenting is to move with life like a river flowing through the cracks of rock, persistent, patient, yet utterly powerful. It is in this relentless pursuit, this quiet persistence beyond hope and despair, that you find your true self. When all seems lost, when you feel like giving up, that is exactly the moment to breathe deeper, hold your ground and move forward, because life does not reward the weak-willed. Turnus the unrelenting. Unwavering commitment is not merely about deciding once and then forgetting. It is a continuous unfolding of your inner resolve that demands your presence in every moment where temptation to stray may arise, because the mind is all looking for comfort and the easiest path, but the committed one stands firm like an ancient tree rooted deep in the earth. Untouched by passing storms that seek to uproot this commitment is not blind devotion. It is the clarity born of deep understanding that what you pursue is worth every moment of struggle, every drop of sweat and tear, and so you do not give up when circumstances push you to the edge, but you reach deeper within to find a strength you did not know existed when the world around you shakes and the noise of doubt grows louder. The unwavering commitment is like a silent river flowing beneath the chaos, carrying you steadily towards your purpose without hesitation, because it does not wait for perfect conditions or easy roads, but moves regardless of the obstacles placed in its path. It is the persistence that does not seek applause or recognition but thrives in the solitude of it, in the quiet hours when no one is watching and the temptation to quit is the loudest. And yet the commitment remains unshaken because it has become part of who you are, not just something you do. In this commitment, there is a sacred dance between patience and urgency, where you neither rush recklessly nor stall in hesitation, but move with a rhythm that honors the process. Understanding that true growth is often slow and painful but eventually inevitable, if you simply do not turn back, the path of unwavering commitment demands honesty with yourself, where you look beyond the immediate discomfort to the larger vision, and even when fear and doubt visit, you do not entertain them as masters, but acknowledge them as temporary guests. Then return to the steady flame of your intention burning bright within. To be unwavering is to carry a light that does not flicker in the winds of adversity, a flame kindled by purpose and nurtured by relentless effort, a light that guides you through the darkest nights when everything else seems lost and the road ahead disappears into uncertainty. The unspoken knowing that surrendering now would mean losing what is most precious within. And so you rise again and again, flow again, and remain steady like the mountain. Enduring beyond time itself, inner strength is not something that appears suddenly like a lightning bolt striking the earth, but it is a quiet force that grows within you over time, like a seed pushing through the hardest soil, because the storms it faces teach it to grow stronger, and the darkness teaches it to reach deeper toward the light. As life's challenges shape the core of your being in ways no comfort ever could, resilience is the companion of this inner strength. The ability to bend without breaking, to fall and rise again, not because you are invincible, but because you have learned to welcome pain and difficulty as necessary guests in your journey, rather than enemies you must fight, and with each return, you gather more wisdom and courage to face what lies ahead. This strength is born not from external victories, but from the moments you confront your own fears and doubts and decide to stay present, even when the mind screams for escape or surrender. Because true power comes from the willingness to face yourself fully, the shadows and the light, and to keep moving forward with unwavering resolve. Resilience means that even when the ground beneath you crumbles and the future seems uncertain, you do not lose the connection to your center, the place inside that holds your essence steady, like a rock in the river's flow, knowing that life will continue to test you, but you will continue to grow. Like a flame that burns ever brighter when touched by wind. To cultivate this inner strength You must first stop running from discomfort and instead learn to sit with it, to breathe through it, to allow it to become the soil from which your deepest self blossoms. Because without this acceptance, resilience remains fragile, easily shattered by the first sign of hardship when the world pushes hard. And you feel like breaking, that is the moment to remember that your strength is not measured by how hard you can push back, but by how gracefully you can endure and transform that pressure into a growth and understanding. Turning every struggle into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Resilience is a silent vow to yourself, a promise to never give up on the journey regardless of how many times you fall or how deep the wounds may run. Because the soul's capacity to heal and rise again is limitless when nurtured by conscious awareness and compassion for oneself. So, as life continues to unfold in unpredictable ways, allow your inner strength to be your anchor and resilience, your wing. Moving with steady courage through every storm and every calm, knowing that each breath you take in this persistence is a testament to the power that lives within you. Acceptance of hardship is not resignation or weakness, but a profound understanding that life's difficulties are not obstacles meant to stop you, but essential teachers guiding you toward deeper wisdom and strength. Because when you resist hardship, you only create more suffering for yourself. Trying to hold water in your hands while it slips away quietly. To truly accept hardship, you must first see it without judgment, without labeling it as unfair or cruel, but simply as part of the natural rhythm of existence where joy and pain, growth and struggle dance together inseparably. And in this dance, there is a profound beauty waiting to be discovered beyond the surface of discomfort. Hardship reveals the layers of your being that remain hidden in comfort, exposing fears, insecurities and limitations so that you may face them and transcend them. For without hardship, the soul has little opportunity to expand and realize its true potential beyond the illusions of ease and safety. When you accept hardship fully, you stop fighting the reality of the moment and instead allow yourself to be present with what is. Because resistance drains your energy and clouds your vision, but acceptance clears the path so you can move through pain with grace and find the strength to keep walking. Even when the way is unclear, this acceptance is not passive. It is a deep, active engagement with life where you meet suffering face to face without flinching and invite it to be your companion on the journey, knowing that in its presence lies the possibility of transformation, that every wound is also a doorway to healing and growth. The moment you embrace hardship as a necessary part of your journey, fear loses its grip and despair begins to loosen because you understand that struggle is not the enemy, but the forge where resilience and courage are born, and from that fight, a stronger, wiser self emerges ready to face whatever comes next. Acceptance of hardship also brings compassion for yourself and others, as you recognize that everyone carries unseen battles and that kindness is the balm that softens the harsh edges of suffering, allowing you to move through life with a heart open to both pain and joy without closing down in fear. So rather than turning away or seeking to escape hardship, invite it in, hold it gently. Learn from it deeply and walk alongside it, knowing that this acceptance is the gateway to freedom, peace, and the unfolding of your truest nature beyond all challenges. The flow beyond resistance is a state of being where you stop pushing against life's currents and instead learn to move with them. Not as a passive drift, but as a conscious dance that honors the natural rhythm of existence, because resistance is born from fear and attachment, and it only creates friction that drains your energy and clouds your vision. When you resist what is, you become like a river trying to hold back the flood, struggling against the inevitable forces that shape your journey. But when you surrender this fight, you enter a flow that is effortless yet powerful, where obstacles become stepping stones and challenges turn into opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. This flow is not about giving up on your desires or goals, but about releasing the tension of control and expectation, recognizing that the universe is not an adversary but a partner in your unfolding. And when you align with this truth, your actions gain clarity and impact far beyond what brute force could achieve beyond resistance. There is a space of stillness and movement combined, where you act decisively without attachment to the outcome, moving like a dancer whose every step is in harmony with the music of flowing through changes and challenges with grace and ease because you are no longer fighting the current, but riding it with intelligence and presence. To reach this flow, you must first become aware of the resistance within, the subtle inner battles and judgments that keep you stuck in patterns of struggle, and then gently let go of these mental chains, allowing yourself to experience life as it is, without the need to constantly fix or control. which opens the door to true freedom. When you flow beyond resistance, you find that energy multiplies and obstacles shrink because you are no longer expending power against yourself, and the path unfolds before you with unexpected clarity, revealing doors you never knew existed and possibilities you never dared to imagine. This flow also teaches patience and timing, reminding you that sometimes the greatest strength lies in waiting and observing rather than acting hastily, and that by trusting the process and honoring the natural order, you cultivate a resilience that can weather any storm without losing your center. So, embrace the flow beyond resistance as your way of life, a continuous practice of surrender and action intertwined, where you meet each moment fully, neither resisting nor clinging, but moving forward with an open heart and a steady mind, becoming one with the unfolding dance of existence itself. Transformation through persistence is a silent power that quietly reshapes who you are over time, not by sudden bursts or grand gestures, but by unwavering commitment to keep going, even when the path is unclear and the outcome feels distant, because true change is a slow river carving its way through stone. Gentle yet unstoppable persistence is not merely repeating the same action, but deepening your engagement with the process, learning from every failure and setback without losing hope or vision, knowing that each step, no matter how small or painful, is part of the alchemy that turns struggle into growth and weakness into strength. When you persist, you show the world and yourself that your spirit refuses to be defined by circumstance or defeat, that within you lies a force that will not yield to fear or fatigue. And this force is the very engine of transformation, turning ordinary moments of effort into extraordinary leaps of becoming. Transformation does not happen in comfort, it demands persistence through discomfort, through moments when your body wants to rest and your mind whispers that it's time to quit, yet your heart remembers the deeper reason why you began and calls you to rise again and again. This persistence is a sacred dialogue between your present self and your future self, where each act of endurance is a promise that you are willing to face whatever challenges come, not for the sake of struggle itself, for the blossoming of a truer, fuller expression of your being in the face of obstacle. Persistence is like a candle that refuses to be extinguished by the wind. Its light growing steadier the more it is tested, illuminating the path not only for yourself but for others who witness your unwavering commitment and draw courage from your example. Transformation through persistence is not a rapid destination but a continuous unfolding, a journey where every moment of perseverance writes a new chapter in the story of who you are becoming, revealing layers of strength, wisdom and grace that were always present but hidden beneath the surface of doubt and fear. So, embrace persistence not as a burden but as a gift, a steady flame that carries you through darkness and doubt, knowing that through your endless effort, you are shaping a transformation that is as inevitable as the sunrise and as profound as the turning of the seasons.